All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. All right, here's Cross Country Driver. This is the new truth. I don't know what the old truth is, but this is the new truth right here. Bluesy rock, 70s sounding, both electric and acoustic instruments on this. Just doing it old school, the old-fashioned way. And if you like 70s kind of stuff like that, you might be into Greta Van Fleet, who has just dropped a song that first thing I did was, okay, this sounds like what Led Zeppelin song? I'm like, I gotta go find the Zeppelin song. And it has this production vibe in it. They recorded in a very big room, apparently in Nashville. And so they're trying to duplicate what they sound like live in the studio, which sounds like a very Led Zeppelin thing to do. John Bonham on When the Levee Breaks, I think they put those drums outside in a hallway to get that echo, to get that famous sound, which again is just hard to duplicate. Although what's funny is the song that came out before Farewell for Now, it's called Sacred the Thread. That one has echo on the drums at the beginning of the song. So, I mean, these guys are in full pilfer, derivative, hey, we're paying tribute to Led Zeppelin mode. And I'm okay with it. I know a lot of people are just like, yeah, they're just, borrowing all the good stuff from Zeppelin and sort of repackaging and putting a new spin on it. But these songs they're entertaining songs. They do go in different directions. I mean, I did hear a bit of Your Time Is Gonna Come on this new song. But you can pick out a number of different songs that you think a Greta Van Fleet song sounds like. It's just the nature of what they do. The first tune they came out with is a tune called Meeting the Master. And these are 3 singles from their forthcoming album, which again should be coming out sometime in July, I believe. I think it's July 21st. Let me get back to that here. Yeah, it's called Starcatcher, courtesy of Lava Republic EMI Records. So yeah, they've got a big record label, real distribution, and this will be their 3rd studio album. Now, what's interesting is they're working with Dave Cobb, who's worked with Chris Stapleton and Brandi Carlile. And they did record in this RCA studio in Nashville, which apparently is legendary. So they probably had a bit of a budget on this album. Again, Grammy-winning band, even though I'll never forget when they played SNL a number of years ago, and all of the usual mainstream rock people were just lampooning it, saying, oh, they sucked. This was a horrible performance. This just shows that this kind of music isn't going to work well. They were awkward, yada, yada, yada. And of course, they continued on after that and sold out arenas and won a Grammy. And they just keep going. The reason they keep going is because they're filling a void. They're meeting a need. Led Zeppelin, they quit a number of years ago. Robert Plant didn't want to have anything else to do with Led Zeppelin. And of course, they're getting old. And so even if they wanted to have, a revival of some kind, because when I was growing up, there was like a Led Zeppelin revival every few years. Even after they broke up, it was like, hey, Zeppelin is big again. It's 1986 and everybody's playing Led Zeppelin. Remember the 90s? I think they released a box set. They got back together again a little bit. And that, of course, ignited all the speculation. And after that concert they did, I think it was like 2007, everybody thought, okay, now they're going to get back together again. And people are ready for this, and maybe Robert Plant is going to embrace it, and lo and behold, he didn't, and they didn't. So Greta Van Fleet does fill a void. Now, no question, you can be a critic and say they are so derivative that this is kind of goofy. It's kind of a caricature. But I don't know. I think there's some substance here. Go listen to these tracks if you haven't heard them. I think this band is totally legitimate. Again, I would get a vocal coach for Josh Kiska and have Josh stop screeching and just sing. Okay, he doesn't have to screech, but he's been a screecher since the very beginning. And if they can get the lower register of his voice to be his main technique for singing, his main device, rather than doing these vocal gymnastics, which he doesn't have to do, I think this band will only get better and better. And as time goes on, as he ages, I'm thinking he's not going to be able to screech forever. I mean, Robert Plant was doing crazy stuff when he was 20 years old that, by the time he was like 35, he wasn't really doing that anymore. So a good band, a very good band, a very interesting band. If anything, this will get you to go back and listen to your Led Zeppelin stuff like I was doing. So check out their new song. Again, their song titles never really stick in my brain, so I always have to go back and look. They've got 3 singles out there. The first single was called Meeting the Master, very acoustic sounding track, very folky acoustic, very Robert Plant mystical sounding. And then Sacred the Thread, which has the big echo on the drum, much like When the Levee Breaks. And then Farewell for Now, which, again, I found Your Time Is Gonna Come was a little bit like that, but then there are other tracks. Of course, the Greta song isn't heavy on those keyboards at the beginning. It's more guitar oriented, and so there is some difference there, but the chords and where they are on the scale in the song, it kind of feels like a number of different Led Zeppelin songs. And maybe these guys are a victim of every great song being taken, every great progression used up already. But quite honestly, I'm still fairly entertained by Greta Van Fleet. And like I say, it's kind of like finding a little bit of water in a desert, a little bit of an oasis for somebody who wants to hear some real music in real time for real people, just like you and me. All right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the video, or the channel, rather. You can subscribe to the video, but it would be better if you actually subscribed to the channel and watched the video. Patreon, I'm picking up new patrons on a daily basis, and you can watch my videos from yesterday. I was venting about a couple of things, and people, I guess, were into that, so I appreciate you watching those from yesterday. Also, Modern Retro Radio, modernretrofm.com, playing classic rock, but also playing new material by classic artists. So that's a bonus right there. All right. And go listen to some Greta Van Fleet, and I'll see you soon.